Hey guys, and welcome back to Gardens and Grace. For those of you who don't know me yet, my name is Tasha, and today I've been doing a few chores around the garden already, but now I'm going to harvest my carrots, and I wanted to take you guys along on that journey. So I planted these carrots, I believe in February, and I'm going to be harvesting them. I came out and already harvested one. It's a little crooked, but that's a carrot. For me in my area, carrots grow well in the early spring or in the fall. So I'm harvesting these carrots, and I will do another planting of carrots in the fall time to get a harvest before the last frost comes through. So let's see what we have. I planted a lot of these purple carrots. I really like this variety. I think I also put a rainbow carrot in this space, but I'm not sure if many of those germinated. So I think it's going to be primarily the purple carrots that we're pulling up. I've got some really nice looking ones here. A little big. I'll take it. And once I harvest all the carrots out of this space, I'm going to plant something else here. I have sweet potatoes started. I have more sweet potato slips ready to go into this space. I'll do a little bit of an amendment on this bed after I pull the carrots out, and we'll be ready to plant in it again. All of these small ones, I got some here and some over there. I'm going to allow them to size up. So I'm going to leave them in for now. And some of these, they didn't fully develop the way that I wanted them to, the way that I would have liked them to. But that's the nature of it when it comes to carrots. You're going to get some good ones and you're going to get some not so good ones. So a trick when it comes to carrots is you want your soil to be really loose and soft. You want to know that at least 6 to 8 inches down, there's not going to be anything obstructing the carrots. Because if you have rocks, if you have a lot of rocks, or if you have heavy clay soil, your carrots are not going to grow straight. So for straighter carrots, you want to make sure the soil is loose and there's nothing obstructing the carrots from growing straight. That's a really nice looking carrot. I got a nice little harvest of carrots out of this bed. I'm going to go ahead and amend this bed, and then we're going to come back and plant some sweet potatoes here and maybe something else. We'll see. Okay guys, this is our harvest from, I think it was about 2 rows of carrots in this bed. So not too bad. We're going to take this inside. I'm going to prepare it up, and we'll eat these over the next week or two. Okay guys, I want to show you a quick tip when it comes to planting carrots. So I pulled the carrots that I had in this space out already, and I wanted to show you how we would plant carrots. Now in my area, it's definitely too late we're in the beginning of June now, actually. So it's definitely too late for me to plant carrots in my area. They just won't do well. I will be planting carrots again in the fall, and I will actually show you this. We'll plant carrots out together, and I will show you this from start to finish. Carrots can be notoriously hard to germinate. And an awesome trick that I've learned along the way, I actually think I learned it from another gardener, and I'm not sure who it was. To be honest with you, I'd love to give them credit, but I'm not sure who it was. But I've learned this trick, and what it does is it helps to get your carrots to germinate. By using a piece of wood, anything really that would cover your carrots would probably work. Wood tends to work really well, especially if you're planting in rows. So I just have a board out here that I'm going to show you with. The way that we would do this is we would wet our soil before we plant our carrots, create a very create a little trench, not very deep, and then sprinkle our carrot seeds along that trench. Like I said, the soil would already be moistened, and then we would sprinkle the carrots in, cover the carrots lightly with soil. We don't want a whole bunch of soil covering them, but lightly cover those carrots with soil, and then place a board on top of those carrots, like this. So let's pretend we have carrots, if we were to have like a trench dug, something like maybe like this, compact that soil down. This would be theoretically, in our example here, we're going to pretend that the soil is wet, because like I said, we would have wet soil already. We'd have a trench like this all the way down the bed, plant our carrots, cover it lightly, pat it down, and like I said, it would go all the way across the bed. Do that for each row of carrots. Carrots can take anywhere from 1 to 3 weeks to germinate. So I'm usually in my area, depending on the temperatures, if it's fairly cool but not super cold, I can come out with somewhere between day 10 and day 14, and my carrots are germinated. Once the carrots have germinated, we're going to remove that board. We're going to take it right off, and we're going to keep them watered, and that's it. That's how we would germinate carrots. So it's a great little tip if you struggle with germinating carrots in your area. And this is the end result. So I planted sweet potatoes in the spaces that I took those carrots out of, and I've got about half the bed planted in sweet potatoes, almost half the bed. I still have some turnips back there that we're going to be pulling out pretty soon, and I may be putting something else along that back border of the bed, just because my family doesn't eat a whole lot of sweet potatoes. I'm the only one in my house that likes them. I've shown you in another video how to create your own sweet potato slips from grocery store sweet potatoes, so if you haven't seen that yet, go and check it out. I planted in these sweet potato slips, and then I watered it in with a water-soluble fertilizer. Before I planted in the sweet potato slips, I also added an organic granular fertilizer to amend this bed. Now, this bed was heavily amended in the fall and in the spring before I planted the carrots, so I didn't need to do a whole lot. I probably didn't even need to add in the granular fertilizer, but because they're sweet potatoes and they're heavy feeders, I decided it'd probably be a good practice. Also, because I have a little bit of yellowing on this one that I planted out a little earlier, a couple weeks ago. So because of that, I opted to add an organic granular fertilizer, and I will be fertilizing these with a water-soluble fertilizer periodically throughout the season, like I said, just because they're such heavy feeders. But this space is now done. Well, that's it, guys. We got this space all planted out and our carrots harvested. I'm going to make some dinner with those tonight, but thanks so much for hanging out in my garden with me today. May your garden be filled with grace, and may you be abundantly blessed. We'll see you next time.